Thank you.
Mr Deputy President, I rise to thank and commend the firefighters across the state of New South Wales. In the past few days we have seen and heard the stories of bravery as the firefighters across this state have battled catastrophic fire conditions. The firefighters, of which the vast majority are volunteers in the RFS, as well as Fire Rescue New South Wales and the National Park Service, are still out there today battling the blazes, mopping up or on standby to pounce on any fresh outbreaks. These women and men who have worked tirelessly to keep the community, our homes and our state safe, they have shown us yet again what the true Australian spirit is. I'd like to also mention, in particular, the Blue Mountains Emergency Services, and particularly the Rural Fire Service in the Blue Mountains. On Tuesday, as members would know, I was preparing my own home and community, Explorers Tree, just west of Katoomba, for the events of that catastrophic fire day. As we all scanned the horizon for signs of fire and eyes glued to the amazing RFS Fires Near You app, an out-of-control fire alert announced a blaze just 4 kilometres away as a southerly change brought a new unpredictability to the fires in the area. And just as our neighbourhood were implementing our fire plan and evacuation, the RFS helicopter swooped in and brought it under control. The emergency averted thanks again to the fireys. So in the midst of this day of tensions, fear, bravery, hard work, volunteerism and sadly tragedy in some areas, what did those opposite, and particularly in the Blue Mountains, do? They foolishly thought it clever to take the opportunity of a catastrophic fire emergency to play politics and issue statements attacking the New South Wales government over alleged budget cuts to the fire services. I cannot believe that in such a time of harrowing grief, when people are losing their homes and everything they own, when tragically some people lost their lives, that the Labor Party would play politics with the issue of bushfires. It is shameful. The Labor Party tried and spectacularly failed to exploit this tragedy by spreading misinformation regarding the government's support for our firefighting agencies. Labor's claims that the New South Wales Rural Fire Services and Fire and Rescue New South Wales budgets have been cut are categorically false. There have been no cuts. In fact, in the 2019 and 20, the New South Wales Government will invest a record $1.7 billion to combat emergencies and disasters, committing an unprecedented $105 million in extra funding to enhance rescue capabilities across the state. The New South Wales RFS will receive a record $541 million in 2019-20, an increase of 12.9%. And Fire and Rescue New South Wales will receive a record $774 million, which is an increase as well as an additional $51.9 million for capital expenditure. What Labor failed to understand or chose to deceive the public about was the one-off capital boost to the RFS and Fire and Rescue budgets last financial year. For example, $17.5 million for the completion of the New South Wales Rural Fire Services headquarters, or the $26.3 million for the purchase of a 737 large air tanker and lead planes, $6.8 million for additional aerial appliances. Furthermore, the RFS Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons said not only has our budget not been cut, but we are enjoying record budgets and we've not got more money today than we ever had before in the history of this organisation. The Labor member for the Blue Mountains, Trish Doyle, has been at the forefront of this misinformation in the local media, and she should apologise to the community and emergency services and correct the record immediately.